Everybody, it's Invicta. It's time to know that you can run here the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Tuesday, Mosh Pit. I hope your Tuesdays are going off to a great start here. We're waiting for another video to cross 3,000 likes. Of course, a lot of people did like yesterday's reroll Fiesta and also the thumbnail, which is getting quite a lot of hilarious replies. So thank you all very much for that. Here's your meme of the day brought to you over here on the Invicta subreddit by Round Yesterday 6212. Title of the thread was Isaac Really Doesn't Care, ... And in the thread, they also said episode 1181. The story starts around 17 minutes. This image is from 22 minutes and 25 seconds. I receive a wholesome story. You receive nothing. Literally just nothing. Yes, indeed. That is Isaac. That's Isaac, baby. Worst trade deal of all time. Thank you very much. I do like the effort that was put in that one round yesterday. We've been getting some pretty good memes of the day so far. Today's going to be Bravo Papa Golf 8, Foxtrot Tango Bravo Kilo. We've got good damage because we have growth hormones, but the problem is that obviously we are stuck on an XL floor. So right off the bat, obviously, we're going to need to really get a couple of solid items here to start. Losing special rooms, losing the extra shop, the extra secret rooms, yada, yada, yada. It sucks. Whenever you start on an XL floor, in times past, there were times where people would excuse the XL floor for starting it on floor 1. It's like, well, you know, at least you don't need keys to get into the item room and stuff. Saving 1 key or possibly 2 if you're thinking about the store, it really does not absolve the sin, no pun intended, of losing a special room, losing a whole bunch of other stuff just because you get like the devil deal immediately and maybe you save a little bit of time for boss rush. So yeah, the excuse for XL floors on floor 1 and floor 2 really don't hold any water anymore for me. I used to kind of feel like that, and I will admit that most of the points that most people make about that is the fact that, well, it's better to get it on floor 1 and floor 2 rather than any other time in a run. And yes, that is true. It is if you were to pick one and only one time that you could get a Curse of the XL floor, it's better to get it on floor 1 and floor 2 than any other time in the entire run. That is fact. Because at least you don't have to worry about qualifying for a devil deal or having to go through a second floor to do that, especially if you're starting off with soul hearts like we are. But at the same time, you still lose out on a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm hoping that we get paid here, at least with a little bit of HP from the first boss, and then maybe a super solid devil deal after the second boss. Of course, we're also starting with teleport, as you've already seen me use once. Teleport meta is still alive and well, baby. Long live teleport meta. We get a luck upgrade there. 15 cents, we can buy a premium item, and what a premium item it is, we get more options, which is going to give us a second item to choose from inside of the item room, which is very cool. Now, obviously, if we're going on the right path, we don't necessarily need to teleport. Teleport's also going to be very good at getting us out of challenge rooms that we don't feel like being in, or curse rooms for half price. It's just, overall, it's a great item when it works out. Sometimes it likes to troll you. Sometimes it takes you to places that you don't want to go. You know, that's life sometimes. You know, life is all about surviving the places that you don't feel like going at the time, you know? That's kind of like Isaac. Isaac is all about taking you to the newfound lows. I'm going to be fighting Dangle here. I wish I had a bomb. I mean, I do have a bomb, but I'm not going to use it on Dangle. We have enough base damage here, especially with Scorpio, to be able to take him out relatively easily. Obviously, our movement speed took a big ding there because we basically just lost it all thanks to Small Rock. But Small Rock does give us a pretty nice, significant damage upgrade here with the tears up and the damage. I mean, technically we got HP, but it's only soul hearts, so I don't know if this is going to work out for us in our favor. Currently, unless Larry Jr. drops his HP, we will not be able to take a devil deal item unless we get some HP here or a lot of soul hearts, which we did get HP and a tears up. That's good. And we get Void. Yeah, I think we can go ahead and take Void. The problem is now is that we cannot... I mean, if I wanted to, I could Void teleport, but I'm not going to do that because that would just simply waste everything. But by that I mean it would not waste Void, but it would be very annoying because what would happen then is every single time henceforth after we use Void on teleport, we will end up teleporting anytime we use Void. So it's not necessarily going to be, even though while hilarious, it's not going to necessarily be worth it. I think we can go in here and check out the curse room. I have faith in our damage anyway. And, yeah, it's not really worth using a bomb. If we had some money, I would definitely play it. But where I'm going right now is I'm going all the way back to the Cube Baby so we can void this to get some stats. And we get a damage upgrade and shot speed. Hey, totally fine with that. Hoping that we can translate that into some tears ups eventually, or maybe even some movement speed. But for right now, I would absolutely take a flat damage upgrade from an item that we absolutely would never take under pretty much any circumstance. And people don't know why I don't like Ice Cube Baby. Essentially, it's because it can block you and obstruct Isaac's like path. It is nice whenever it bounces and freezes stuff, but that's about the only nice thing I can say about it. Otherwise, pretty garbo item, in my opinion. We're on to last week's question of the episode here. This one was sent in by Vuka on the Is This a Bug or ... episode. And I did talk to Zombolus, by the way. I said this in, I don't know, a couple days ago. But to reiterate, in case you haven't seen my video since last week, talking about that episode, Zombolus did say that that does appear to be wrong. Something seems to be off with that. He couldn't really comment on what exactly they can do about it, but he said that he will be kind of checking it out, and we'll let people know once they find out a solution for it. So, you know, there were some people in that debate talking about, well, you know, it's not taking away your permanent heart contagion, it's grabbing its heart's back. It's like, no, that's not quite true, because whenever we used if we use the reverse Empress card, right, it gives us 2 HP. If we leave the room, it will take away that 2 HP. That's fine, whatever. But if we use it on a, let's say a like 9 lives, which is what happened in that episode, we've already consumed those hearts, and there's no hearts to give back to it. The heart that was given to us was given to us by 9 lives, which is a totally separate thing altogether from the reverse Empress card. So that's the part that was very weird, because strength cards don't do that. If you use that strength, if you use that HP, they will not take something back from you. So that's why it seems a little bit weird, but Zombolus did say that something seems wrong with that, and he's going to look into it. So now we get to the actual question of the day. Sorry, Vuka, sent in by Vuka74. And title of the question, she said, question of the episode, you commented before on how there's many items that basically do the same thing, like red heart upgrades, especially in the boss pool items, etc., etc. Do you believe that there should be less, or what would you do to change about this? I think that there should be less. There should be less homogenized items in Isaac. There are obviously tons, literally hundreds of items in Isaac, so you're bound to get some overlap, right? But whenever you've got like 5 or 6 things that just give a basic HP upgrade, you know, it's one thing. Oh man, this is so tough. I'm gonna take Dogtooth. I'm not going to void the D6 because I want to actually use void without D6ing everything. It's hard though, man, because like I really want to use the D6 on stuff, but a super secret room's over here. But we don't have enough money anyway. I would much rather see a greater diversity of items rather than have repeats. If the game feels the need to give us, like, at the base level, if we just need to get more red heart upgrades, then just drop eternal hearts more frequently. They don't need to take up a boss item. They don't need to take up an item that we you know, strive and suffer and tear through and earn just to get something that we could have just gotten easily from, again, just an eternal heart. What would I change about it? I would at least associate the red heart upgrades that we have right now, I would at least associate them with other stats. Something that gives us a way, like, you know, like lunch gives us like movement speed, or our breakfast gives us tears, or something like that. That's what I would like to see. And they don't have to be necessarily game breaking or game changing. Just something that differentiates them a little bit. I'm talking like a 0.1 movement speed upgrade. How, like, for one of the basic HP items, a 0.1 movement speed upgrade on one of them, like a 0.1 tears upgrade, you know, just something that just makes it a little bit different. It doesn't have to be game breaking. It doesn't have to be overly powerful in the player's favor. I just think that it would be cool if we're looking at just trying to diversify a little bit on the items. Same thing goes for tears or damage. That'd be very cool. So obviously, you don't want it to run into other stuff like meat. So maybe, hey, if you want to make it even spicier, just mix it up a little bit. Say, hey, you know what? Let's take lunch. Let's take breakfast. Let's take dinner. Let's take all this stuff that do just one thing and one thing only, and let's have them give Isaac or give the player dual stats, and the dual stats can be randomized. It can be any number of stats to a certain ratio, a certain degree. I think that would be very cool. I think that'd be neat. It add a little bit of randomness to everything, and also still have that appeal of saying, you know what, we want this stuff, we need this stuff. I am going to take Polyphemus, however, and thanks large in part to us having more options, we have absolutely come away with just a lot of profit here. We also, of course, picked up Analog Stick, which did give us a nice tears up until we took Polyphemus, but I think that's a small price to pay for the best damage modifier in the game. It gets the damage multiplier. You get everything. You get the pass-through tears, the pseudo-piercing. You get the big old hitbox on your tears. I mean, it's great. Combined with the fact that Scorpio is going to be ticking for a lot, and I mean a lot of damage here, we are going to be A-okay for now. We still need HP, though. Damage is not everything. Damage is a lot, but it's not everything. We still need movement speed. We need HP. We need to be able to stabilize here. Having a high amount of damage is able to do that. But we still have to be cautious. You did hear the dog tooth, so we know that there's a super secret room somewhere in that long room, but we just simply don't have enough bombs for me to look for one, so I'm not going to. Now we have a very interesting scenario here. We could deliberately take damage to get into that boss trap room. I would not be opposed to that. Be a risk here, but I am going to do it because at the very least we'll get HP. At the very most, we'll be able to avoid something for speed. Yeah, we're gonna need these tears of shot speed with Polyphemus. But as you see there, we also need movement speed. So now with 17 cents, we're gonna be able to play this judgment, assuming that we get an actual judgment. Obviously, got to be cautious here. As soon as I said that, I freaking knew that we were going to see nothing but a demon judgment. All right, so we need to get some HP. Petrified Poop is nice. We could play. There's not really a whole lot that you can get from a slot machine. However, we could play the claw machine and then use the global D6 to reroll that. Or at the very least, use Void to get some stat ups here. So 1 soul heart would do us nicely. 1 cent is almost enough for 4 pulls on the claw machine. Okay. Jar of everything. Okay, so I'm gonna Void. No, let's hit the 4 room. Let's see what this turns into first. Ooh, Ecor Mycosis is quite good. It's 2 or 3 for Fun Guy, which does give us an HP upgrade. And we only really have 1 chance to hit this super secret room and hope that there's some soul hearts in there. Otherwise, we gotta basically just clutch this up. It would either have to be there or there. It's either one end or the other. It's gonna be mega fatty. Let's not fire as soon as we get in because there might be barrels, which there's not. Ecor Mycosis should do some work here against mega fatty. Champion Mega Fatty is scary because of the fissures. And also he has, like, increased movement. But, as you see here, we've got the damage to deal with them. He died midair, which is great. Obviously, we're going to take the HP. We can breathe a little easier now. But it's those times, man. It's those times you got to play confident. Oh my gosh, 2020 with Polyphemus is amazing. We restore our tears rate and still have the past. We have all the benefits of Polyphemus minus the damage down that we get from actually taking 2020. But it's well worth the increase in DPS. Well worth it. So what 2020 does on top of giving you double shots is that it removes the negative tier effects that you get, the negative tiers down that you get from taking eye items like Polyphemus, like Inner Eye, like Quad Shot, etc., etc. So it's extremely, extremely strong whenever you're talking about combining it with Polyphemus, especially. As you heard there, you heard the barking. There is a crawl space somewhere in that long room, but we just simply don't have the bombs to do it. I'm hoping that we get a couple of good opportunities to get some HP here. Maybe we'll get like a card against humanity or something like that. Would be nice. We can use 2 keys here and 1 bomb to open 2 chests, which is not a bad trade. Okay, well, we got our bombs back. Still not willing to go. I'm still not willing to use these bombs put them into that, looking for that crawl space yet. Using it in the secret room is way, way, way better. Get a 1-up. This is going to give us Fun Guy and also an extra HP. So, yeah, that's real, real good. All right, so we have somewhat stabilized here. Just because we get a 1-up does not necessarily mean that we're going to be okay, but at least it gives us a little bit more insurance against actually dying. And, of course, the HP up is significant. Now we get ourselves another Soul Heart. I'm mad that they moved my bomb because that is where the super secret room is. So we have now we have no keys and no bombs. You're seeing here just how much of a difference it is for us to have Polyphemus being able to fire at a normal rate. The pill, which I can do anything with, obviously. All right, so it's very highly unlikely that we're going to be able to play the Sack Room Shuffle here. We would need to get the box or something like that. Man, 2020 coming out of nowhere in the clutch. Of course, we also had to clutch it against Yellow Champion Mega Fatty with 1 HP, with 1/2 HP, so. We get Mr. Dolly, which is going to give us a significant amount of tiers. Actually, no, it won't because we actually didn't get any tiers because we are already jacked and fully charged on them. By that I mean we are fully capped. I would like to go in the curse room, but there's no reason to. I know I just gave away all the HP we just got, but we also gained Dark Prince's Crown. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying, Victor, you can't actually use Dark Prince's Crown. You got 2 HP, stupid. Well, we're playing for the long game here. The long game is going to determine whether or not that was going to be a good play or not. If we get down to Polaroid Invincibility, we will be able to utilize Dark Prince's Crown, and that's just going to supercharge our DPS even more than it already is. We need to get a bomb here so we get the Fool card, which is exactly what we get. Obviously, we're going to be making a rush towards Boss Rush. We get Death List. I mean, Death List is kind of whatever. It's not going to be something that we're going to be able to kind of lean upon. It is nice combined with Void, however, because at least with Void we're able to get some stats that can break the tears cap and stuff. We can actually go into the curse room here because I would like to see what's inside of the boss trap room. And we accidentally picked up a soul heart, which... Okay. Alright, game, I get it. So we will not be able to go into the boss trap room yet. But Deathless really wins out on value when you can get rooms like this where you can guarantee that you're going to be able to get a payout without too much effort. What in the world room is this? You forget what room you were in here, game? It's funny, game. Thank God we get a movement speed upgrade. Again, still plenty of time to get boss rush here. We're not in quite a hurry yet. Yeah. Super Bandage is going to help us fully stabilize now. Getting the apple would have been nice because obviously we would be able to get those Razor Blade tears, and they do deal a ton of damage with Polyphemus. But I'd rather have the HP. Okay, so there we go, everyone. We've done the entire full clear shuffle, as to be expected. And thank God that we got that XL for, because we absolutely wouldn't have gotten it without it. So we get a 2.5 range upgrade, which is real nice. And most of the time, range is kind of an unsung hero during your regular rigmarole of a Isaac run. But whenever we got this much shot speed and we have that pass-through pseudo-piercing that we have from Polyphemus, it's always good to have range. I saw what you were trying to do there, game. I still see what you're trying to do here, game. There's a Tinted Rock over here. See if we can trick Mom into stomping it for us. Not taking the bait. Gonna take the negative because it's just going to give us so much more damage here. With our DPS, we get our soul hearts back and a Krampus fight. Krampus fight. I love that ruined our death list there. Lubbock Coal is going to be absolutely huge, especially with the shot speed and range. And Road Detonator, Ludovico, C Dizzle, and I think we just do this. I didn't see us gain any stats, which tells me that we ended up taking Remote Detonator. So out of the 3 possible passive stats that we could have gotten up, it gave us the one thing that doesn't actually void into anything. Or maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea. Alright, so our next goal here, besides donating our money, is going to be getting into the arcade and then getting down to Dark Prince's Crown territory. Which is what we're going to do here. Personally, don't really care about getting a payment out from the Demon Judgment. But if we get an HP upgrade here, we will be able to get one. Yeah, so you see that everything has popped off here, except for our judgment payout, but that's par for the course. So we got Dark Prince's Crown now, which is going to give us a pretty huge amount of tiers and increase our DPS by 10-fold. There is a super secret room somewhere. I'm going to assume it's here. And I would be wrong, and we're just going to head on down. One more cent. We might be able to play that judgment, but we'll never find out. Curse the Unknown. Yeah, Bob's Curse. Got another Tears Up, so definitely down with that. I still do not know what we ended up voiding in Boss Rush. One thing I do know is that we cannot keep taking that kind of damage, so let's stop. And our shot speed is starting to get a little machine gunny. Yeah, we know where the secret room is based on Dogtooth. It's gonna be north of here. Don't want to hit the Bomb Beggar. Get 3 keys. Definitely appreciate more movement speed here, as even though we did get that one random belt out of nowhere, still not enough. The nice thing about having Dark Prince's Crown is that at least we can figure out how many red hearts we have without having to see our HP. That's the one nice thing that I will say, is that it doesn't cancel out Curse the Unknown, but at least it kind of guides you in a way. This game is hell-bent on hitting us here with us having not great movement speed. Yeah, look at that shot speed and range, though. We're able to hit from Wisconsin. Which is impressive, because I don't even live anywhere near Wisconsin. Would have loved to gotten a Soul Heart there, but can you do? Fortunately, one of our blue flies ended up murking one of the Isaac heads, so we don't need to play it. Like, we could pick up those double hearts and go play the Demon Judgment. We could do that, but I'm not going to. Also, we had the I think we had 1 payout on this floor, maybe 2 from Death's List. You stop getting so trigger happy here. Another nice damage upgrade here with Jesus Juice and more range. Yeah, we are not in an unlosable or unwinnable. We are not in an unlosable scenario right now. We absolutely, if we are not careful with our damage, we can easily lose this amount of HP. Which is why I sort of hesitated to take to go towards Lamb. But more damage that we have with this build, the better off we're going to be. Now, do we need more damage? Probably not. But it'd be nice, especially with the pass-through damage that we have with Polyphemus. It's hard to deny how strong we're going to be for the rest of this run. We just need to be able to stabilize. Our HP has never really truly stabilized, either by way of bad damage or because I keep giving it away to Devil Deals. Hey, look at that. We got a Soul Heart. And obviously, we're going to have to be forced to stay on low life for now because we're trying to utilize Dark Prince's Crown. So we end up getting another Soul Heart, which is nice. Emperor card would be huge, but we don't get one. Yeah, so we should be able to absolutely crush Mom's Heart right here. If you're wondering how I'm firing like this, by the way, it's from the joystick or analog stick. I took a bad direction there at the first move. Go another Devil Deal, and we'll just head on down, because I ain't fighting Hush. I want to say thank you everybody who's been recommending mods and stuff for Wacky Wednesday. I've checked out a few of them. I haven't really seen any that I like so far. But I'm still looking. It's still possible that we're I mean, Wacky Wednesday goes. No, we'll go off and on for like a week or two, and then off again to give it a rest. Because again, I don't. It's not that I hate mods. I just don't particularly enjoy playing them all that much, unless if they're really, really impressive. You know, there are some people who've been asking for Fiend Folio. I've already played through Fiend Folio. Someone asked for Anti-Birth the other day, which I thought was very funny because, I mean, we are technically playing Anti-Birth right now. Fortunately, we're going to lose our Dark Princess crown on the next floor because of that Eternal Heart, but I didn't realize there was a crawl space in there. Good shot to hit something over here. Hey, we found it. That was a total guess, by the way. Any sack, I think. Boy, that we get movement speed, finally. Movement speed and a lot more damage, too. 14.44 damage. And another dead end, all right. But hey, at least we got a damage upgrade there from Sack of Pennies, which is essentially just going to do nothing for us right now. Nice snipes there by Mucormycosis. I am going to take the Chariot card. The Soul Heart. Okay, we're starting to hit our stride now. And imagine if we had actually gotten eye drops, our tiers would be even crazier because they'd be firing at random intervals too. Get Pile. Every time I hear or say Pile, I think of Arlie Ermy in Full Metal Jacket. Mucormycosis should absolutely wreck Stan. Yeah, he got 2 attacks off, and that's where the scalability with Polyphemus and Mucor comes in. Look at that, just so much damage, dude. I mean, we can get rid of all of these red hearts and maintain Empty Vessel. Our damage is sick, nasty, crazy, but I'm gonna maintain. I want flying though. We can void Jello just to have him. And of course, this won't be permanent. If we get an HP upgrade, you know, it's kind of whatever. But look at this. We get the Empty Vessel shield pretty much immediately. So we do lose that insane tears rate, but remember, we also have Void, which can also help us break through the tears cap. And Death's List as well, which also helps out. So there's many different ways that we can get back to 8.0 tears per second. I mean, Chocolate Milk could as well, but in kind of an annoying way. I'll take Chocolate Milk, though, because it is going to be an absolutely massive amount of damage. Yeah, with 2020 and Polyphemus scaling up with, on top of everything else, Chocolate Milk and Lump of Coal, our Mega Charge shots are going to go even crazier. Mako's power is totally fine. Regular Secret Room is kind of a weird place for it. Yeah, look at the chunkage right there. That's just pure heavy metal damage. Because our range is so high, along with our shot speed, we really can just hit from wherever we want to in the room. Empty Vessel hooking us up here with a nicely timed shield. No. Nah. I think having flying and Empty Vessel is still going to be more important here. Now, if we end up getting just a regular old flying upgrade, then I'm down for it. Oh my gosh, we just got Pisces. We're just going to break the Tears cap. And then we just got it even further thanks to Void. What in the world is this room? What in the hell? Can afford it. Yeah, bomb immunity, baby. Not contact immunity, but bomb immunity. We ended up getting host hat, which is pretty nice. It was definitely worth the hit. It wasn't worth the hit against the bomb spiders, but at least we don't have to worry about any bombs hurting us from now on. If we get actual piercing, you're gonna see our damage go sky high. And key bum yeeted. We go to 8 tiers, and just like that, it's just like I said. Hey, look, we got to that tiers rate I was talking about. You have to use the chariot card, and I'm not going to. Oh man, we're bouncing Lamb around like a freaking party favor right now. Down he goes, and absolutely gonna do a victory lap. Come on now. Second seed, 7478, November 1 for Echo. I am going to use the chariot card to get out of this room for free. Get a 0.91 damage upgrade for that. That was the, what am I doing? That was the essence of, ooh. I mean, PhD, yeah, it's hard. I would consider avoiding both of them, but a PH Dizzle, come on down. Yeah, you know, we can play the key beggar. I'm not saying we can't. We got 29 keys. How many keys could it possibly cost us to get one item? Birthright and Champion Belt. Gonna take both of these. Birthright's gonna give us 3 random items, and yeah, I'm just gonna do that. We'll get shot speed and more luck. So now I think we're starting to get to the point where our shot speed's gonna have the game's gonna start having problems with trying to keep up with our shot speed here. Luck up, add gas, luck up again. Oh my god. Yeah, dude died before he could even do anything. Down went Fallen. Absolutely mollywopped him. Before he could even smell the bad gas, he was dead. That's how fast Fallen died right there. A cheap shot from the pink champion there. Obviously, we're moving a little bit too fast, but in small price to pay. Get another range upgrade and more luck. Oh yeah, we have Jello. Good Tears is great for us having pseudo piercing. Black Candida, come on down. Curse immunity, we don't have to worry about any Curse the XLs, Curse the Blinds, Curse the Unknowns. Not that we were worried anyway, but still. It's nice knowing that they just don't exist anymore. Oh, I see. Speed up, another luck up. We have 10 luck now. Bombs are key. Sure, we're not gonna need keys anymore really for much of anything.
Speed up.
And meat's going to make us lose our empty vessel, but oh, didn't see the pretty fly. But obviously we'll gain Dark Prince's crown, and then we immediately give it back by taking Judas' shadow. What a far cry we are from now about 30 minutes ago when we were just down to 1 HP or half of a heart. Had to clutch it against champion Mega Fatty, and now look at us. Thriving, feeling good. Money equals power, getting us even more stuff. Love seeing the skulls whenever we just yeet one of the enemies with just a ton of front-loaded damage. The game just sends them off into the ether. I'm going to keep on voiding. No reason not to here. Friends to the end. Friends till the end. Thank you, Matthias. And if you haven't already checked out my series on TCG Card Shop Simulator, this is your daily reminder to definitely go check it out. It is a good time, and lots of people are enjoying it. Some people were agreeing with me about my synopsis of how when a game does well, it's actually a bad thing sometimes. Which sounds weird, I know, but like it's the truth. And the people who didn't understand what I was talking about, they were just kind of just utterly confused. And that's okay, too. But it's a fun time to be had by most. An absolutely massive DPS increase now. We actually have true piercing. Also combine that with Eye of Belial, and you got yourself a ton of HP, brother. Could play the Key Judgment, but I'm not going to. Floating a fair bit amount of money. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm just going to keep on voiding stuff. Oh my god. It's just going to be even more raw damage here for money equals power. See the charge key back there. It's something that we don't really need anymore, but also apparently super secret room is somewhere. It's probably gonna be here. It's about the only other place it could legally be anyway. A fully charged chocolate milk tier at max range. Ow. Well, I was trying to see what it was gonna do to Bombino, but weren't allowed to do that. Got yeeted across the entire world here. Brimstone, I think, is just going to just be ridiculous. Yeah. And I'm glad now because I don't have to tap fire anymore. Or HP. So obviously we're going to crush this run now. We're just embarrassing the game. There's absolutely nothing that the game can do at this point that would be able to put up a fight. I guess we could touch it. I'm not going to use it because I do not want a Devil Deal item. You can also afford to find the. You can also afford to get rid of Dark Princess or Empty Vessel now because we have Leviathan. So we've got permanent flying here. I'm gonna do that. You may notice that we have Mega Brim, despite only having one copy of Brimstone, and that is because of Chocolate Milk. It's a very cool interaction between the two. Yeah, not really worth us losing our damage bonus. We're over 20 damage right now. But I honestly would really want at this point is just mapping. It's regular old mapping. I'm getting a soul heart out of nowhere. I didn't even realize there was one there. Absolutely take that. You can see how we can practically brim snap here. Go get a soul heart from Death's List. Death's List's been doing pretty well, you know. I've been dunking on Death's List for a little while now, and it's performing admirably in this run. Get another mark, but I don't really want to. I don't really think we need any of those. Just void the range upgrade. Fire Jello and head on down. Saw the little effects of brim snapping there. If you don't know what brim snapping is the act of basically just doing this, like rapid fire, pulsing your brimstone. And it was credited to a streamer and Isaac YouTuber named IzSnap back in vanilla. It was one of my favorite techniques to do, even though it wasn't really considered to be official. But there's a way to cancel your brimstone shots in order to basically make it hit for the entire duration, despite the animation canceling. It's basically effectively just an animation cancel is all it is. Back in vanilla. Now, obviously, it's not like that now. You have to have an obscene amount of tears rate in order to do this, which we do with brimstone. Yep. A big gish, and there's a big dead gish. Another luck upgrade here, and Mama Mega. Mama Mega's not gonna do anything for us, unfortunately. And no, even if we use it with Void, we don't get to have an extra roll. It'd be nice if we can get Mama Mega every single time we voided, but that's just too much fun. We can't have that much fun in Isaac. Despite what Zombolis may tell you. Oh my god. I think Libra is an actual all stats down here. We already have the ability to brim snap, so I'm going to take Proptosis. And the amount of damage that's going to be coming out of Isaac's eyes, or mouth at this point, is at the point blank range is going to be absolutely heinous. Yeah. Yeah, that is truly terrifying how much damage we're doing right now. I'm not even going to do anything. I'm just going to let Jello one-tap everything in this room. I'm not going to fire anything. Look at the auto-fire turret. That is Jello here. And I mean, they are auto-firing and one-shotting everything. I don't have to tell you, you can just see it for yourself. Yep. Yep. Alright. I refuse to move. This is what it looks like when you embarrass the game. God's flesh is God's bad, but voided for more tears, sure, why not? If we would have taken Libra, yes, we could have technically probably fired Brimstone even faster, but why would we need to? And you can't beat this perfection that you're seeing right now. This is we have achieved the perfect being status. Take another tears up and another damage upgrade. Good lord, man. Anything that gets caught close range with Proptosis' scaling and Polyphemus' damage multiplier and Chocolate Milk and Brimstone is just going to get melted. And on top of all that, we have shielded tiers. So it's kind of like, what else would we actually want at this point? I mean, more damage, I guess, but it's going to be hard to deal more damage here. Even though at the service level on paper, 22 damage is not the highest damage that we've had in this game. I've had well over thousands of damage in this game. But we can't really fully measure how much damage we're doing because the game doesn't keep track of... Unless we had Spider Mod. Spider Mod would allow us to see it. More range, which is very good for our infinite range Brimstone. Experimental pill. Go shot speed. I mean, this is getting up there. It might be reaching new status soon. Perks are fantastic. Take perks just in case if something goes awry. I think that is a smart thing to do. Is this stronger than the last new strongest run of the year? Man, I don't know. It's close. Because this one here, you've also got Money Equals Power modifying your damage as well. See, like, that's what I'm talking about, like, right there. Like, we may be strong in other runs like this, but we don't have that level of damage output immediately. Yeah, this is just us one-tapping everything. Yeah. Oh, you know we're gonna fight Old Hushy. Come on now. Old Hushy about to have a heart attack after we're done with him. All space in here. Take Infamy. I've been lied to. There's a full charge, so I am going to void this. Of course, I'm not saying that we need perks or anything, but it will be nice in case we do have a little bit of issue with Delirium if we end up fighting him. I am planning on going to Blue Baby first. Now we're only going to have one Jello here because we don't have a way of actually getting a second charge. We're chunking down Hush. That's some true Brim snapping right there. Hush absolutely did not have any chance in the world. Good lord. I mean, that was just embarrassing. Now imagine if we had some way to actually recharge our spacebar item without taking damage, like with 4.5 volt or something. Yeah, we can get infinite Jellos. Just forget about it. It's kind of like how hard do we want to win at this point, you know? Soul of Eden for reroll. I mean, we're not going to need the perks pill. Let's just be honest. Huh. Whoa, okay. You know what? I don't even care what's in the secret room. Yeah, that was a one tap on Isaac. No! Where'd the speed up pill come from? Come on, game. All right. Getting salty, getting a little dirty after we embarrassed you for the last, what, 55 minutes or so. Gonna take away my reroll? All right. And we were just cruising along. It really does not matter what we face at this point. Everything dies. And on top of it all, we are still getting Dark Prince's crown too, giving us an even more amount of tears rate that we can spam with. Even higher, I mean. Get the bait and switch. We could have actually bombed lower. I remember we've got, if you're wondering, hang on a second, buddy, how come those tears are disappearing? What kind of hacks you got going on there? Well, Cletus, remember, we also have shielded tears. So that's what's causing us to just eliminate all tears and projectiles towards us. Unfortunately, Capricorn does kind of ruin our fun a little bit. Daddy. I mean, we don't need Jello, so I'm just not even going to bother with it. Yeah. We do get Delirium, so let's go pay him a visit. I mean, this is what domination looks like in this game. I'm just gonna maintain a full charge just in case we run into Delirium, because obviously I would like to get Jello to deal with him. Toxic Shock pretty much taking down most things because of Chocolate Milk. Like, it's taking no time at all to kill stuff here. I end up using that because this is not Delirium. Restock, a very apt time for us to get restock here. What an absolutely banger run, though, to start off October. Looks like September is, it's still rocking and rolling. I guess, technically speaking, I am recording this still in September, so. Technically speaking. I mean, things are just melting. This is us. We are Godzilla trampling on another helpless kaiju here. This is Godzilla Isaac here. We're just gonna do a full world tour of Void, and it's not. The only slowdown is us waiting for stuff to die. Yeah, point proven right there. We're just gonna go fight every single boss in the game here. Delirium is running for his mama. Ironically, is the same mama that Isaac has, but it's beside the point. That's for the lore nerds to figure out. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, more damage is basically all we could have gotten, and we got it all right. Yeah, this is brutal. This is us bullying Delirium. Delirium trying to telefrag us. And we don't even care, man. Absolutely crushed this run. Thank you for watching, everybody. Man, oh man, how can you not be happy after seeing that? If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you click the like button, leave a comment down below. Of course, thank you all for the support on this series as well as the TCG series. And again, as always, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. Welcome all new subscribers here coming over from that series, or if you found this on the recommended tab and decided to join the Mosh Pit, it's great to have you on board. And as always, I'll see you all next time. I'll have you be here next time to see you next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I'd like to thank some patrons of mine like Jacob Perdue, Troy Mason, C-Top18, and Stefan Alexander. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find over at patreon.com/Invicta.